Everybody, Chad here, another episode of Law of Attraction Secrets. In this episode, we're going to talk about the greatest sin against the Holy Spirit. Before you get scared, this isn't a religious talk, okay? But anyway, if you like this video, share it, subscribe below, like it, of course, and let's get rocking and rolling. So, that being said, okay, when we talk about the greatest sin against the Holy Spirit, I don't want this to be a religious talk, okay? It's not, okay? And you know, if you're a Christian, you might have a different belief what you feel is a greatest sin against the Holy Spirit is. But anyway, you know, this is just my belief, what I think, so it's not really up for debate. So, I mean, this isn't a debating video on it. This is more along the lines of Law of Attraction. The reason why I do talk a lot about spiritual stuff, the Bible and other religions, is because that's where Law of Attraction came from. Okay, when you look at old school texts and stuff like that, that's exactly where it came from. When you follow someone now, a newbie, more current, they always keep the Bible out of it. They always keep spiritual stuff out of it, or maybe they have a little bit of a spiritual context to it. Oh, it's the universe. It's, you know, Mother Nature or whatever. But it's all resonated from spiritual texts. It's all resonated from the Bible. Even if you go through the Bible, you go through New Testament, it's all over the place in the New Testament. You know, ask, believe, receive, as you believe, it is done unto you, so forth and so forth. This is where Law of Attraction came from. Okay, it comes from old. It's been around for centuries. Okay, it's not a new concept at all. So when we talk about the greatest sin against the Holy Spirit, now remember, okay, when we talk about this, you know, as a Bible standpoint, as a New Testament standpoint, okay, what we have to understand is the power is within us. Okay, no matter what we believe, the power is within us. God is within us. Heaven is within us. I mean, that's a verse from the Bible as well. Heaven is within you, meaning if heaven is within you, God is within you, okay? As you believe, okay, in God and Jesus, if we're talking about Christianity, you know, the Holy Spirit comes inside you. The Spirit of God comes inside you, okay? God isn't an outside man sitting on the cloud somewhere. He's inside us, okay? That's what it means. Heaven is within. God is within. The Holy Spirit is within us. Okay, when the Holy Spirit comes within us, that gives us the power, okay, to manifest. Okay, that gives us the power to whatever we imagine, and we stay persistent with our imagination, will come true. It will manifest if we stay persistent in imagining the same thing over and over and over and over and over. It will happen eventually. We don't know the time frame, the incubation period, but all we know, it does happen. Okay. So, that being said, what's the greatest sin against the Holy Spirit? The greatest sin is doubt. Okay. What do I mean by doubt? Okay. If doubt is the greatest sin against the Holy Spirit is inside you. That means God is within inside you. If you doubt God, if you doubt the Holy Spirit, which means you're doubting God, okay, you're doubting the universe, no matter how you want to say it, what's happening is you're doubting the power of God. Okay, you're doubting the power within inside you. You're doubting that when you set your intention, when you set a goal, you're doubting it's going to happen. You're doubting the power of God. That's why it's the greatest sin against the Holy Spirit, is doubt. Okay? Remember, as we overthink, we overanalyze, that makes us start to worry about our attention. We start playing scenarios in our head. Then we start worrying. Then we start doubting. Okay, when we really doubt something, we think that it's not true. Okay, we really doubt the Holy Spirit. We really doubt God. We're really putting a limit on His power. We're saying He's not powerful, even though He created the whole universe. We're saying He's not powerful enough to bring our attention into our life. That's what we're really saying here. Okay, that's why let's twist it a little bit. That's why when we talk about the law of attraction, Okay, there's several little keys to law of attraction. Law of attraction is and one point is very simple. What makes it difficult is the little keys, the little things we have to do are kind of hard a little bit because we have bad habit. Okay, now in this essence is talking about the greatest sin against the Holy Spirit is doubt, is you're not believing God has the power to bring the manifestation into your life, to bring your attention into your life, no matter what our attention is. Okay, our attention can be for us or to another person. Okay, I talk a lot about that as well. But in this essence, okay, one of the key things about the law of attraction is belief. Okay, when you're doubting God, you're doubting the Holy Spirit, well, you're not believing. You're not believing it's going to come true. And that's the core, one of the principles with law of attraction. Okay, you have a goal. Okay, you set that intention to the goal, you focus on that goal. Okay, now we have many different exercises that we can go into, subconscious, before bed, when you wake up, so forth and so forth. Your imagination, thinking end result. When you're thinking about your intention, you're thinking end result. Okay, you're acting as if you already have it, and you play in your imagination what it would be like, what it would feel like having it. Okay. Now the second step to this is believing it's true. You know what I mean? That's the whole second step, is you believe it's true. You totally believe that when I set an intention, it's going to happen. I might not know when, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I know if I set my intention and I think about it and I'm persistent with it and don't give up, it's going to happen. You totally believe that. Okay? That's the second step. Now, in the Bible, if we're looking at New Testament, I'm using the Bible for an example here, that there's so many verses on ask, believe, and receive. You first ask, you first set an intention, you put it out there if that's what you're focusing on. You totally believe it's true, you totally believe you're going to get it. Before you even get it, you totally believe, and then you receive. Okay, this verse is mixed up throughout the Bible. There's different verses that say, as you believe, you receive. Now that can have a negative context to it too. I mean, if you think negative, well, you're going to receive negative. If you think positive, you're going to receive positive. Makes sense? As you believe, you receive. Okay, there's other verses, you reap what you sow. It's put in different ways. No, as you reap, you sow. Okay. Oh, you're constantly thinking negative, you're constantly playing negative imaginations, you reap what you sow. You get what you get in your external life is how you're thinking internally. That's what's kind of happening. Okay. So that's why it's the greatest sin against the Holy Spirit is doubt, is you don't believe. You have an issue with believing. That's why it's so important to I've studied a lot of people over the years, but lately I've been kind of studying Never Godled. So he has a lot of material out there. And with law of attraction, setting intention, he always says, stay committed to the end. Once you set your intention, okay, once you stay persistent with it, always stay committed to the end. Because once you stay committed to the end, and it happens, okay, it manifests into your own life, you know the great power that you have within inside you. Okay, you realize the great power that you have. You realize the great mystery to this power that we have. We just don't realize we just don't realize we have it. We're using it every day, but we just don't realize we have it. Okay, so that, my friends, I don't want to do a long video here, but that, my friends, it's core belief. It's really, truly believing. When you set an intention, it's really, truly believing the power of God is inside you. Heaven is within you. The Holy Spirit within you created the whole universe. Okay. Don't doubt. Okay. It's hard to believe. It really is. This is easier said than done. It's hard to believe into the unseen. Makes sense. It's hard to believe. Because there's so many mixed emotions going on sometimes. Lots of times it's just, we're not patient, okay? We want it tomorrow. We want it to happen tomorrow or the next day. We want it to happen this week, and it doesn't. We get impatient and we quit. We get impatient, throw in the towel. We have an issue and problem with staying persistent. If we totally believe, okay, I'm on belief right now. If we totally believe, we would believe like a little kid. It makes sense? Like maybe it's getting close to their birthday, it's getting close to Christmas time, okay? A little kid at a certain age, they just totally believe their parents, okay? If I was really tiny, maybe 5 years old, I'd run up to my mom, and she asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I said, oh, I want this bike. And I have a picture of it in a magazine or whatever. Back then it was magazines, it wasn't online. So, this is what I want. And as a kid, I would totally believe I'm going to get it. I would, she would be like, oh, great, that's great. Whatever your mom or your parents would say, what I mean? But you would almost totally believe for your birthday, you're going to wake up at your birthday party, you're going to have that bike. That's what you would totally believe. You would go off and maybe talk to your friends about it. You would go off and play in your imagination like you have the bike already. You wouldn't, as a kid, you wouldn't run up every minute, every 2 minutes to your parents and say, are you really gonna get that bike for me? Are you sure? Are you lying to me? Are you sure that on my birthday I'm gonna have that bike? As a kid, you're not gonna do that. Make sense? I mean, and if you did do that as a kid, it's really because you've gotten to the age where maybe not to bring it up, but maybe your parents broke that trust in you. Makes sense? I mean that's I know some people have that experience. You know what I mean? Sad but true. Some people have that experience, but more so, having faith as a child. That's why, like in the Bible, in the New Testament, it will say, have faith like a child. What faith means to me is belief. You have belief like a child. You believe like a child. Because at a certain age, whatever you tell a kid, they just totally believe you. If they want a gift, they just totally believe they're going to get it. If it's a statement you're telling them something, they just totally believe you. They might not question it. They just totally run off and they totally believe you. They don't think about it no more. They go off in their imagination and they're playing with their bike in their imagination until the bike itself has fruition into real life. That's what, as an adult, that's why we kind of have to rewire our mind to kind of go backwards and really have belief like a child. I hate to say faith like a child because I think, faith means belief. If you really believe something is going to happen, it's more of a demand at that point. It's not like because that's just confidence coming out. When you totally believe, you expect. That's what I was going to say. It's faith, belief, expect, demand. All these words mean the same thing. Okay, you have to use the word that kind of works better for you. If you have faith like a child, it means you believe like a child. You expect like a child. Okay, that's what it really means. So the biggest thing we have to really work on, like in this video, is just our belief. And one of the ways we work on this is we don't give up. We don't throw in the towel. When we set an intention, we stay committed to the end. Because once we stay committed to the end and it happens, we manifest that attention, okay? We start realizing the power within us is true. We start realizing what we focus on becomes reality. Okay, I focus my attention, eventually that's going to become reality. Might happen tomorrow, might happen next week, might happen in a month. But what I focus on becomes a reality. Okay. And that's about it, my friends. I was going to give another example, but right now it's going on by 15 minutes, so I think you know what I'm kind of talking about. But anyway, that's the greatest sin against the Holy Spirit is doubt. We can't doubt, okay? We have to totally believe. We have to work on our core belief, our core confidence that what we focus on is going to happen, period. Okay, we don't focus on the how, okay? We don't try to manipulate the how. We let go and let God. But our job is to focus on it. Our job is totally believe it's going to happen and stay persistent in that belief. And in our imagination, we think end result. In our imagination, we've already achieved it. We already have it in our imagination. When we walk throughout the day, we go throughout our day, normal day. When we think about it sporadically throughout the day, we think end result. We think we already have it. We walk in a state as acting as if it's already occurred. Okay, that's really what it is. That's why with this kind of stuff, in my opinion, maybe I'll do another video on this, is on really personal development. That's why it's really, with law of attraction, with all this stuff, it's really personal development. It's really studying this every day, okay, to keep our mind focused. You know, listening to something, it doesn't have to be hours and hours. It could be you listen to a 30-minute audio, you listen to a 15-minute audio every day, different audios or whatever. It's so easy nowadays to do that kind of stuff. Because it keeps our mind fresh, because for whatever reason, our mind, kind of getting off on a tangent, but I want to share it, so forgive me, is for whatever reason, it's so easy to think negative. So for whatever reason, sometimes we wake up positive, we go out the day, then we start worrying, over analyzing, overthinking. Worry leads to doubt leads to fear, and then, you know, we start playing mind games with ourselves. You know, we start, you know, envisioning or imagining negative scenarios wrapped around our intention, what we want, rather than focusing on end result. That's why it's so powerful to stay in the game. It's so powerful to have a daily practice of it sometime throughout the day, to help keep you in tune. That way you don't kind of drift. Okay, we're all human. Okay, if we drift, it's okay. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Okay, we come back. Okay, but it's a work in progress. But that's why it's so important to listen to videos, listen to recordings, listen to people that you follow, that you like. I mean, every day on a daily practice, just because I do the same thing. Even though I make videos on it, I've been doing it a long time. I've noticed throughout my life, when I kind of stop doing it, you know, my mind will kind of drift. It's easy to drift back to where you were. You know what I mean? So it's easy to drift back to, if you have a 20-year-old habit, well, it's hard to break that 20-year-old habit when you've only been doing something for 3 months. Okay, and just like if you talk to a smoker that quit, they'll tell you, most of the time they'll tell you, if they're honest with you, it's a work in progress every day. I gotta tell myself every day not to smoke. You know, that craving sometimes is always there to kind of go back and smoke. It's, you know, it's always there a tiny bit. So it's always a daily choice. Same thing with this. It's a daily choice. We have to listen. We have to do personal development. Don't have to be hours and hours of doing this stuff, but daily, you hearing it daily and hearing good messages daily kind of helps keep you in the game, helps keep you focused. When you start kind of going off, when you start going on the off and going off on your bad habits again, you kind of quickly come over. You don't stay over there for months. You might go over there for one day, then you come over. Okay, so that's really what it's about. But anyway, my friends, I got off on a tangent. Wanted to share that with you. I mean, it happens, so it's all good information. But anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.